Do you want to generate more sales for your website? Well, video is the most powerfulest tool you can use. But you're thinking, of course you're going to say that. You work at a video production company. But let me go into the science of why it is so powerful. When you're reading, you take information in through your cerebral cortex, and then your brain then divides that up into your mammalian brain, and your mammalian brain stores that information in places for later reference. Obviously your brain works incredibly fast and this information is processed really quickly. But with video, it processes it by completely bypassing the cerebral cortex, and it goes straight into the mammalian brain. So it instantly reacts with emotional responses to what you are seeing. Where when you're reading, your brain processes it, then files it, and that's when you get an emotional response. So when people say that by watching video you respond 60,000 times faster, that's because it's responding directly with the mammalian brain and bypassing the cerebral cortex. There are a lot of decisions that you will have made about buying products that would have been made by your mammalian brain, which will have been an instant emotional response that's caused you to buy. Then to justify that buying process, your cerebral cortex starts adding logic to your purchase and justifying that the purchase you made wasn't a stupid purchase. Even occasionally it is. I mean, there are things I've bought and a year later I've looked at what I bought and gone, why did I buy that? And that is literally because it was bought as an emotional response. A lot of, when you see people queuing up for a brand new iPhone, a lot of that is a response to an emotional need that they have. It's nothing to do with their cerebral cortex. They have responded to an emotional response that they need that phone, and then their cerebral cortex is going, yes you do, because it's faster, because it has a better camera, it has all these things that they've told you in the advert. So Apple know that they are not selling to your cerebral cortex. Apple know that they are selling to your mammalian brain, but they are giving you information that your cerebral cortex will use to justify that buying process. Let's talk about calories. Now, I don't think you'd expect me to say that a lot of reasons why people don't read the information on your websites to save calories. It doesn't seem like a normal thing, but it does. Your brain uses more calories than any other organ in the body. It uses around about 800 calories per day. And your brain is constantly judging how many calories it should use because it predicts how much calories it's going to need for the rest of the day. So when it's reading a web page that it's not feeling engaged with or is getting any kind of emotional response from the text, it will shut that information off and stop ingesting it in an attempt to reduce the calorie intake so you can use them calories at a later date. Yeah, not all video generate an emotional response, which is a good thing really, because you don't want every time that people see video from your company for it to evoke an emotional response. Sometimes you want to see it where it just reminds the customer about your product, and which companies like Louis Vuitton, Adidas, they all do that. They all put a lot of montage videos out there that are just literally images over music, and that isn't going to get the emotional response that you initially want when people hit on your home page for the first time. What you want to do is, as soon as people go on your first page, you want a video that does evoke emotional response. And the only way you're going to do that really is if you've got a person on a video where it's a human being presenting. Now you can use animated videos, which also, because of the simplicity of the images, the brain accepts that information a lot easier. The NHS, they cover a lot of emotional topics using animated video, and that's because they will give information that potentially could emotionally affect the people in a negative way. And by showing an animated video, it's a lot more simpler, so it doesn't get the customers back up and they don't respond negatively from the information. So I hope this has been useful. I hope you now understand the power of video and why it's essential that you have it as a tool on your website. And if you don't take advantage, I'm sure your competitors will. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video. One of the challenges I have of making these videos is that I'm registered with dyslexia. And that means that certain times in this video I pronounce words slightly incorrectly. You will probably notice it a couple of times, and people around me do have a habit of correcting me. It is part of my dyslexia, and if I could pronounce every word correctly, believe me, I would, but my brain sort of interacts within that and goes, that isn't happening. So I apologise if some of the times I pronounce words incorrectly bothers you, but I'm afraid there's nothing I can do about it.